The international break is finally at the rearview mirror, and we are back at the bridge this weekend. But while Port Vale are preparing for a historic quarterfinal, the real noise is coming from inside the building. Marc Cucurella just dropped a bombshell interview that has left the board's project exposed, and now the hierarchy might actually be forced into a change of heart. We are breaking down the fallout, the strategy, and the road to Wembley. But before we get into this video, if you are new here, welcome to the channel. But if you have been following me for a while, you know the drills. Help your boy get to that 10k subscriber mark. Let's dive into it. The vibe at Stamford Bridge just took a massive hit, and we aren't just talking about results on the pitch. We are seeing some tension behind the scenes. But Marc Cucurella just went on record with the Athletic, and let me tell you, he didn't hold back. This isn't just a player venting, this is a leader in that dressing room, holding up a mirror to the board, and the reflection isn't pretty. I honestly think this is a brace for fact moment for the hierarchy. Cucurella confirmed what most of us feared. The mid-season managerial go-round has left the squad destabilized. As he said to the Athletic, the moment Maresca left, it had a big impact on us. These are decisions taken by the club. If you asked me, I would not have taken this decision. To make a change like that, the best thing is to wait until the end of the season. This is a direct shot at the decision makers. We are sitting here wondering why the consistency isn't there, and Marc Cucurella is telling us straight up the timing was wrong. But he didn't stop at the dugout. He went after the very philosophy of the project. I understand this is part of the club policy, and they want to take this direction, signing young players and looking to the future. But for all of us who are still here and want to win big, moments like PSG make us feel discouraged. We have a good core of players, the foundation are there, but to fight for major trophies such as the Premier League or Champions League, you need more. Signing young players only might complicate achieving those goals. It's brutal because it's honest. We are seeing a pattern here. First, it was Enzo expressing his frustration, and now Cucurella. When your untouchables and the senior figure starts questioning the direction of the ship, then you know there is water on deck. As Fabrizio Romano put it, today with the Athletic interview, Marc Cucurella sent an important message to Chelsea. Strong message from one of the leaders of the dressing room and one of the faces of the project. He wants to send the best message possible to the club and the fans. I found it wild that we seem to have learned nothing from that chaotic Potter-Lampard season. It's like we are stuck in a loop. I love that players are finally finding the voice, because let's be real, the project can't just be about potential forever. We want to win now. This interview exposes the gap between the boardroom spreadsheet and the reality of the dressing room. It's a tense situation, and honestly, I'm here for the smokes. If the board won't listen to the fans, maybe they will listen to the men they are paying millions to put on the shirts. But moving on, it looks like the shockwave from that Cucurella interview has reached the very top of the club. We have been screaming into the void about the lack of experience and the chaotic managerial changes. But when the noise starts coming from inside the dressing room, the owners has no choice but to listen. Sky Sports Cafe dropped a massive contest on this, and it feels like a massive turning point on how the hierarchy views their own process. I think what's really hurt the owners is the fact that the senior players was questioning their strategy and was also questioning the really controversial decision to let Enzo Maresca leave on the New Year Day. I don't think the Chelsea ownership will rethink their strategy. I think they may tweak it a little bit, make a few changes. I think they are aware of the fact, for instance, that a lot of players has criticized them for buying just young players and seems to be going down the route of trading players instead of just buying world-class players and putting them straight into the first team. This is a core of our frustration. We have become a trading post rather than a powerhouse. Cave is suggesting that we might see some ready-made stars this summer, world-class talents that doesn't need 2 to 3 years to develop. And look, I know the club points at players like Joao Pedro has proved they buy established players, but at 25 or 26, is that enough to lead a bunch of teenagers to a Premier League title? Probably not. We need an experienced goalkeeper, a centre-back veteran who can organize the chaos. The most damning part of this result is the truth behind Enzo Maresca's exit. We all knew it fell off. I think the players are clearly unhappy about the fact that Enzo Maresca left. There was a breakdown in relation between Enzo Maresca and key people at Chelsea Football Club, but Enzo Maresca overall did a great job. He won 2 trophies last season. The reason he left is because of things that were happening behind the scenes. It wasn't to do with specifically exactly what was happening on the pitch and the way the team were playing. It's the same old story at Chelsea. We have a coach who wins trophies and players believe in him. The metrics are trending up, and then behind the scenes issue blows all over. Now we are left with Rosenior, and we have to ask, do players actually believe in him? When you look at the resulting match, 7 games, 1 win, the answer seems to be written on the pitch. That win at Aston Villa was great, but 1 win in 7 is relegation form, not Champions League form. Rosenior might have the club back in for now, but as Kave said, football is a result business. If you aren't winning, the project is just a fancy word for failure. At the end of the day, it's actually straightforward. Players want to win. Buy players, hire managers that aligns with the idea of winning, and everyone won't have a problem and will be patient. Don't do that, the players will eventually pack up and force their way out to somewhere that does. It's that simple. We can't expect world-class talents like Cucurella and Enzo to sit around and wait for a vision that never yields trophies. They want to compete at the highest level now. If the board keep prioritizing potential profits over podium, we are going to see a max exodus of the players we are supposed to be building around. The owners are reportedly listening. Let's hope they're actually hearing what's being said before the locker room completely checks out. But moving on, we shift our focus from the boardroom drama to the magic of the FA Cup. This Saturday, Stamford Bridge becomes the stage for a classic David and Goliath story as we welcome the League One Port Vale for a massive quarter-final clash. On paper, it's a mismatch. In reality, it's a high-stake crossroad for this squad. For us, it's a golden opportunity to punch our ticket to Wembley and breathe some life into a season that feels a bit suffocating lately. For the Valiants, this is quite literally the biggest game of their lives. We are entering this match as heavy favourites, but as we discussed, the mood is tensed. After a season defined by high IQ shifts and the premium brand of football that the club wants to project, the expectation isn't just a win, it's a polished, dominant performance. With massive fixtures against Manchester City and Manchester United looming later this month, we have to maintain our standards. I expect to see a professional display that reminds everyone we belong at the top level, regardless of the noise surrounding the project. We can't be complacent. Port Vale has defied every odds to reach the final 8. They aren't coming to the bridge to play expansive football. They are going to set up in a defensive low block and try to frustrate us. They'll be praying for a set piece or a momentary lapse in concentration to exploit. For the travelling fans, this is a nothing to lose fixture, and that's what makes them dangerous. If we let them hang around until the 60th or the 70th minutes, the pressure at Stamford Bridge will start to feel very heavy. The huge question is squad rotation. Will the youth prospects get a nod, or will the big guns start to ensure the game is put to bed early? Given the recent interview from the senior players, I wouldn't be surprised if the veterans are out there trying to prove a point. Under the lights at Stamford Bridge for a quarter-final, the energy should be electric. We need that trip to the National Stadium, not just for the trophy cabinet, but for the morale of the entire club. A professional, controlled performance from Chelsea would see us through. But the FA Cup always have a knack for early dramas if the intensity isn't there from the first whistle. And with that said, that's the end of the video, my friends. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. It could be